Hey everyone, Steph here from Old Guy Melts Plastic. So this is a look at my up-and-coming Pandora's box build. It is a rather tall boy. I have these 500 millimeter extrusions for the vertical extrusions, which hopefully will give me room to place a horizontal spool holder across the top. The build is a little stalled at the moment, and this is a conversion from a Voron V02S1 kit. I had already converted that to a Box Zero printer, and I'm further modifying that to give me the Triple Z axis for the Pandora's box, so that the bed can be properly supported and not be cantilevered off the back rails. So having a closer look, one thing that I wanted early on with this, knowing that cable management is a little bit of my bane and weakness, was I wanted to incorporate some kind of, electronics system and cable management system. And I happened to come across, thanks to friends who referred me to them, projects on printables called Fizzies by Fizzies Tech, and they're Fizzies Electronics Mounting System, so EMS. You can find them on printables if you search for Electronics Mounting System and look for the author name or the uploader named Fizzy. Those would be the systems that we're talking about. Now the EMS is a genericized system, and Fizzy had the intent that it would be modular and work with pretty much any 3D printer. He's focused primarily on the Voron models, but the EMS comprises on these systems of a frame, which is this part in blue. And then I'll flip this over and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Sorry for the shoddy camera work. I do apologize for that. You have these electronics mounts, which he has several, in a separate repository. And the mounts here in purple screw into these hex plugs. And so the hex plugs are a little wider at the top in this case than the hex hole that they're plugged into, so they can't go through. And then there's a heat set insert in the middle, and with that you can basically use that to mount the mount to the frame. And then in this case, this is the first EMS frame for the Pandora's box specifically, and thanks to Fizzy for creating that at my request. But this is the first EMS frame where we have electronics mounted to both sides. So the frame itself is mounted to the extrusions with some screws here, and then the mounts connect to the frame, and you can go on either side of it. So I have the Mornsun LFM 200 power supply that's mounted to the top of the frame, because this is upside down. And then I have a, in this case, a 48 watt power supply that is, again, mounted to the bottom or the top of the frame. And for my build, I've chosen the Manta E3 Easy mainboard, and that's mounted to the bottom of the frame. So yeah, this, basically makes everything nice and organized. Now, obviously I haven't finished the wiring on this yet. Like I said, I am waiting on some additional parts to arrive in order to complete the build. But with this in place, I'm in a good position to, wire things in a organized fashion. You can either run wires through the hex holes if you wish, or there's even printed wire guides that you can get, cable guides that you can print and mount to the frame as well. So if you have a DIY printer, specifically a Voron, the EMS systems for most Voron models already exist. And if there's a printer that you're working on that isn't a Voron model, or maybe a modified version, like this Pandora's box G2Z, then you can come on to Fizzy's tech server, and I'll share a link in the video description below to invite you to the server. And post your request in the FTEMS channel on that server and see if something can be done to help you with your particular build. So that's it for the presentation here for this video. I do have more work to do on this Pandora's, obviously. Like I said, it's not done yet. I did opt to go with the G2Z drives, which is a beta from Mastermind for the Pandora's box. So I have 1, 2, 3 G2Z drives on this build. I'm looking forward to seeing how those work for me. And yeah, once I get some more bearings and some new linear rails, I'll be able to complete this build and see if I can get that horizontal spool holder mounted to the top of the build space. And then the reason for that is I saw the internal spool holder mod on the Trident, and I like the idea of the spool sitting inside the build space of the printer. So I thought, hey, there's room, if we extend this up higher, there's room to actually fit a spool or most spools inside this area. And so I'm going to try it out and see. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it'll be too top heavy or have other problems. The horizontal spool feeding system is apparently prone to, my apologies, is prone to snagging, and we don't want that. So it is a test configuration, a work in progress. I will post updates as my build progresses and let you know how it works out. Again, thanks for watching. If there's any questions, you can find me on Discord. I am now an admin on Fizzy's tech server, so again, check for the link in the description of the video below. Thanks again. Have a good day.